Hello everyone, we're going to be talking about some Rel 4 and 5 teams today. This is going to be our coverage of week 4 and 5 on Rel 4 and 5. I planned that one out better in my head, I swear, but today we only have
Yeah.
me and Holes,
Hello.
and he thinks hello is the best way to introduce himself, and I agree.
I mean, it's short and sweet.
So let's go over to the schedule and see how Division 4 is doing.
All right.
So we're going to start at week 4 for this one, just in case we missed it, because I'm not exactly sure. Or I guess if anyone covered it. So
Get a good picture of how things are going, starting a little bit back.
we're going to see that the poor admin squad are just having a rough time in this, and they lost to the Big Green Weenies. Very, very hard fought match there, I'd imagine. And the Weenies coming out quite well, you know.
I
Got some
think the
unskilled players for MVPs, but it's all good.
I think for a poor admin squad, a secret for their success in this league is going to be just firing their whole team. They're still a team there, and I'm kind of disappointed with Metal.
Yeah, Mel's got to really step up the game. Keep going. He's not even getting any SPP for his players. It's going to be rough.
Ah,
And the stadium was human, so if you're going to get your human crowd to win, your stadium should have had your crowd just come in and beat up some orcs. But other than that, we're disappointed, and you should get on that medal.
yeah. Anyway, moving on to Thick, Rich, and Creamy versus Culinary Delights, who took it 2-0.
Yeah, you know, I would say I was expecting the thick, rich, and creamy to come out on top for this one.
Well, Thick, Rich, and Creamy have had a bit of a rough season of death, I believe. I think
They,
Paris Hilton is pretty new. Yeah.
yeah, he's had ever since his ooh, I forgot his name. It was such a Hannibal Barker.
Hannibal.
After he died, this team's really been having trouble keeping up with what they're supposed to do, because he was just their BS machine, the ultimate crutch. And I just want to point out that's a Beastman that's just a dead MVP for Culinary Delights. He just seems to like having his team never get SVP and just never get anywhere. Just
Yeah,
always
that
letting
kind of
things
stinks.
die, having two people die. So Thick, Rich, and Creamy did come over with all the blocks. And
Yeah, at a moral victory.
I think this is one thing to state, is that if you don't have a fully removing Chaos team, you're really going to suffer the attrition game still. Because that's supposed to be one of the main upsides of Chaos, is that you can remove people really fast. And he just hasn't been able to develop that killer. And he didn't do it early, so people have been trampling him now.
Yeah, it's really crippling.
Because you're not
Yeah,
doing what you're supposed to be doing.
he has him a work, so I just peeked at our team, and he's got Mighty Blow Claw, so he's not doing horrible.
Yeah.
Just needs that piling on.
Yeah. Piling on, tackle, skip block until just as almost the last skill.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we got the Drackle Day Laborers taking a 2-1 to the Cowboy Dwarfs. And honestly, I wasn't expecting this to be a win for the humans. Is this I guess it's not the agility human team like I was thinking, but it's still just, you're kind of trying to play against the dwarves in the game that they already do well, which they have Dauntless for your ogre. They got, you know, lots and lots and lots of guard. Their runners are decent enough at speed. And I wouldn't imagine like cage diving was a thing.
That being said, humans are fast enough that if they manage to sneak a catcher around with dwarves, they can just slip that ball through and run it in. And dwarves, their runners are fast, I guess, but they're not fast enough to break the human defense.
Okay.
And neither is the rest of the team.
And that was a block guard lineman that a guard lineman that got the MVP for the humans. He did get block and then got niggled in the preceding weeks. And then
Poor guy.
that runner got tackle, because every dwarf needs tackle. It's a pretty good call. Sierra had fend and kickoff return.
Yeah, that's unless you get a double, it's kind of a hard skill to choose. I like tackle though.
Wait, I just noticed that's 2 armor breaks for the humans, and they had 27 blocks.
That's pretty rough. That might have been an earlier move roll on the Mighty Blow though, and then just lack of blocks translated to lack of armor breaks.
Still, just 2 over 27 does not feel about right. Like, if he got 5 stuns, I'd been fine with that, but that doesn't feel right. He got the W, but still.
Well, I mean, this dwarf team has a lot of guard, so it does kind of make sense. And with the Death Roller in there, I can see why. Not
That
getting your
is
hits
true.
in where you want 'em.
So, that's that for that game. Trackwell Day Laborers versus Cowboy Dwarfs. Now we got the Nurgle's FTDs versus the Grody Greens, and I would say this was our fun Nurgle off. And I was actually expecting Lazarus to take this one up because of how well he's been doing. But High Lord Salt does have a better team, as others know him as Sauce. So,
Yeah, Nurgle FTDs is pretty scary. They're a very good beast considering he never got any doubles.
I've heard he's been trying to think about recycling after what I said about it, but I haven't seen it yet. He isn't showing the commitment.
Yeah,
But
it's not as good as Lazarus's beast, but if he does roll block or plus strength or something on his next level, I'd definitely keep him around.
I think I
That is a
found the
really good
kicker in
player.
this game in that there was 8 KOs
Ooh,
out of 54 blocks, while the other side was 51 blocks with 2 KOs and 1 injury. It was 8 KOs and 1 injury for Sauce. So that could have, and an extra one sustained, so that might have been foul.
yeah, that definitely could have gotten better for him.
I think that's where it broke down to.
Shame those were all KOs and not KAs, though.
I know, everyone else in this division, I'm pretty sure, is just sad that no one got trimmed. Like,
Yeah, there were no
the Grody
pros in
Greens
that game.
didn't lose their amazing beast in Nurgle. Nurgle's FTDs didn't lose another Nurgle warrior yet. So, gonna be looking over that. Now we got the secret of my success versus things dwarves hate. And I feel just, Rusty does have a very nice orc team. In that it had a lot of blocking guard since I last saw it on those, Blackworks. And also a healthy amount of MB, so that could have been influencing how things worked out. Do have a death. Not exactly sure what died.
It was just alignment.
Just alignment, okay.
Yep. Poke chops, 5 SPP. He's gone.
But this could be a more developed team coming in, able to outguard the dwarves, which is kind of their only getaway from orcs as a dwarf. Because the orcs out armor you, and then you're having to deal with less strength, and you're just trying to use pure skills against them.
Yeah, Tim has a very good dwarf team. This would have been a very hard game to call.
And it's not even that one-sided for the orcs. It was 39 blocks with 1 injury, no KOs, 3 stuns. Then with 67 blocks, 3 KOs, 3 injuries, and a kill. And I'm just going to say that's all their armor breaks. Or sorry, all but like 2 as a removal.
Yeah, that really stings, but that kind of shows some orc versatility. I mean, he has that movement 8 runner. It's pretty scary on Tim Nielsen's team, but orcs can do a lot of stuff you don't really expect.
Exactly. And these are the agility dwarves, so
Yes.
I was expecting more pounding from them. And then I was like, oh yeah, I'm expecting wrong. Did see some nice development though. Got decent amount of SCP both ways. You know, road trips with hobbits is close to his next level.
Yeah.
On to Scholarly Gentleman versus Rebel Rage Quit. I was expecting this one, to be honest. But not as a concede. So,
That was a concede.
not sure if Scholarly Gentlemen are just missing this one game. I know he is a bit hard to, schedule with.
Yeah, I think that might have just been a missed game.
But he did get a Bull Centaur MVP and a Hobgoblin MVP. So,
That's pretty nice.
a little bit of happiness, a little bit of sadness. All mixed in. Overall, great stuff with all zeros. And then Ypres versus Legland Blue. See, I've been pronouncing that wrong the whole time because I thought that was grand.
I just avoid pronouncing things like that.
Yeah. So, I think we were both kind of expecting a bit of our vampire overlords to come in and win this. But Wood Elves are especially sorted for dealing with vampires with like a little bit of strip ball. a little bit of BS, and a lot of luck.
I am only slightly biased towards Shiggy here because I love his team and he was in my division last season. But yeah, I think this is a Wood Elf game, honestly.
Yeah.
Wood Elves can do a lot that vampires. I mean, he has a Mighty Blow War Dancer on the Grand Blue, so you can get rid of plenty of Thralls and then whatever vampires going to do.
Now, speaking of that Mighty Blow Dancer, I'm guessing he just did jack crap, because that's 29 blocks, 0 KOs, 0 injuries, and 0 kills.
Ignore everything I just said.
But apparently, we're not seeing the whole picture because dodges and bites must have been coming in, because that's 6 KOs and 2 Cas for Eat Brain Shove. So I'm guessing that was taking out enough players so that the Wood Elves could get through.
I think, yeah, there's just elf bullshit, man. You only you need 3-4 elves to score, and if all those removals is probably all you had to score.
Yeah. And then lots of good SPP for the Vamps, and a decent amount for Legland Blue. Going to be interesting to see how this goes forward, because I think they're in top for the leaderboard, but we'll check that once we finish week 5 for them.
Yeah. Fun little note on that game, that is where the Grand Blue rolled another guard on his wrestle lineman. So he's now on 4. One is a tree.
I don't want to check that out. But we're going to be heading over to week 5. Which, starting off, we got the poor admin squad taking on the other beating. Metal showing that he's not really the best.
You've already heard our spiel on Metal's team.
Yeah. Culinary Delights, scraping by. And then, I think this is the first draw of today that we've seen. Which is Cowboy Dwarf and the Green Greenies. Did I say that wrong? I felt like I said that wrong. But let's look at it. We see that Roy Rogers getting the MVP there. His wrestle tackle runner went off from a skill. I don't know what you get after that. Probably like dodge because you have roll doubles, or a plus move because, that's what you always do.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Probably strip ball, actually.
I just noticed we did a backwards thing here. Remember how we were talking about orcs definitely not putting the pounding to the dwarfs? This is where it was at.
That is 18 armor breaks for the orcs. That's
for
pretty
18
sweet.
Armor breaks, he only got 1 KO and 2 injuries.
That's thick skull.
I can see how he probably got his touchdown in this drive, though. Oh, wait. He had 4 Cas sustained, though, for the Cowboy Dwarfs.
So probably some fouling in there.
Some fouling, some tripping, something. Definitely wasn't those punches with all that mighty blow.
Death Floor maybe made an appearance.
Because, I mean, I don't know how you get a 5 and a 3 as your extra SPP after your MVP. Because there was only 1 touchdown, so is that 2 Cas and a
There's
pass?
probably a couple of Cas in the
There was a pass, okay. Yep, so he probably got the 2 Cas and a pass. That looks like a fun game. Just for a 1-1 draw. I think that's what everyone would expect. Just not how it happened.
Orcs and Dwarfs are a pretty slow, grindy team, so slow, grindy match.
Bit of an interesting thing there. Now we got the Grody Greens taking a 2-0 to Thick, Rich, and Creamy. Jimmy Burrito is just not getting anything this time. But he's got a really fast white now. He's movement 7. Yes. He's going to keep up with the team with his niggle. He's going to try to not get guard, apparently. Because niggle and guard kind of say death sentence.
Yeah, I hope he has dodge so he doesn't get wrecked by niggle.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You got to look at the statistics on this one. 73 blocks.
Wow.
So that explains the 18 armor breaks. Then we got 4 KOs, an injury, and a kill. And then just 28 for the Necro with 5 armor breaks, all stuns.
On 70-some blocks, 18 breaks seems actually kind of low, considering he's got a claw on there. Oh, he only has 1 Mighty Blow claw guy. So
yeah, I feel that's about average.
Yeah.
And that depends if he's fouling or not. If he was fouling, that'd be more.
Still, 73 blocks, that's tough.
I mean, not as bad as, some people in the Discord, but
It's getting up
that
there.
that's still rough. Especially when you're trying not to play into their game.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it was zombies just... And it must have been like every zombie every turn standing up and marking somebody. I
I
just can't
imagine.
imagine how you would do that without doing extra players, though. Maybe it was fielding more zombies, and that's why it was so high. I have no idea.
Hmm. That's a game I might actually have to go back and watch because I'm curious now.
I don't think you can watch it. It's been too long.
Oh yeah, I don't have a thing there. Oh well.
Yeah, so if you would
Maybe
like
I'll
to tell us how that happened, Jimmy Rito, or Lazarus Diggs,
let us
feel
hear your
free.
woes.
We won't hate. Speaking of hate, we got Things Dwarves Hate versus Drackle Day Laborers and taking the win. So after going against the Dwarf team and winning, they lose against the Dwarf team. And that's going to be a Jump Up Troll Slayer first kill for Dragons. That's an interesting
That's
one.
I like that. He's got a good team going on everywhere. Otherwise,
I don't
uh,
like it because even though he's 9 out of 6 and he only needs, what, 7 to level up?
yeah, 7 more SPP.
That's
That's easy to
7 more
get.
SVP to get.
The rest of his team is in a pretty good situation, though. I mean, the only other place I really want SPP on this team is for the Strength 4 Blitzer.
Yeah. I would think just having Mighty Blow first, and then you get... If you rolled your double then, I would take Jump Up. That's a great idea. But just, this is a bit too early for me. Because you're not going to be getting much use out of him, especially if your other Troll Slayer dies, which is his main killer.
Mm,
You can't really replace too fast, because he just took Jump Up instead of Mighty Blow. And they are your
yeah.
AB8 pieces.
I'm confident Tim Nielsen can get him to level 3 quick enough, though, that it won't be an issue.
Also, just saying, Dracul Day Laborers cannot get their blocks up, and they can't even, get breaks to save their lives. Moniker
Yeah,
really needs to work on that.
just roll some better dice, man.
Yeah, roll better dice. Story of everyone's life. So, moving on, we got the Rebel Rage Quit losing to Nurgle's FTDs. I'm imagining this is because of the lack of claw. And it was 21 breaks to 21 breaks with only one death. How does that happen? Nobody knows.
Thank Nuffle that nothing died against those Nurgle, because that's a scary team.
Yeah. With 45 blocks, they got 6 KOs and 2 injuries. I would imagine... Oh, no, he didn't actually get any booting hurt going on. And that was 3 KOs and 2 injuries back and a kill. So that's 6 removals versus 8 removals. Some that could come back, though. That's just interesting.
Yeah, no real damage for the Chorfs is pretty lucky. They took an M&G that game. Nurgle FTDs, Dead Rotter, who cares? Minus movement on the Wrestle Rotter stinks, but easy enough to get into one of those.
I mean, if it's a rotter, it don't matter.
That was horrible.
I strive to do my best. And then we got Le Gland Blue versus The Secret of My Success. And this was a 1-0. It was on Superfed's channel, to be exact, and he was recalling how it worked out. And apparently it was just the orcs just getting out-positioned by the Wood Elves and getting played textbook, and then just improperly, using his blitzes and marking up players. So just trying to figure out a situation they never figured out yet, and it's kind of what the deal was.
That's a shame. I would have given that game to the Orcs. I think they could have removed enough there if they managed to get going.
I would say if it was defense first, which I think it was for the Elves, it was their game.
Oh, yeah.
Because they have all the disgusting pieces. If Rusty Seabutter was able to just hold on to the ball and clamp it and go down, he would have been fine. The problem is the going down part never worked out. So, it's a bit interesting. We do see Blind Camden get 9 star player points. So he's going to be 5 off from his almost last skill, Probably going to be his last skill if he retires his team sometime soon or something. Because legend players obviously don't happen. But,
I don't know. I think this is a pretty good elf squad as long as, nothing disastrous happens. You keep
Blind,
him around.
I mean, Blind Campin's just a blitzer on orcs.
Oh, I thought you were... I'm sorry, I'm out of it.
Yeah. It's okay. I'm expecting some Claw team to shred him and he'll go bye-bye. But
Oh, yeah.
what do you take after you already have Pro? Do you just take Juggernaut?
Um,
Or do you take something controversial like, maybe Frenzy? Or
I'm
hope
not
for
a
Jump
fan
Up?
of Frenzy until you have another Palmer. I like having 2 Palm Blitzers. Yeah, you just hope for Jump Up, I think, or take something like Guard.
Or,
Never
maybe
have
you
enough
just
Guard.
you just take random picks. You get Shadowing. It's moving 6. It's perfect. He's AV9 too in Tackle.
Yeah.
Tackle Shadowing's where it's at.
Yeah, but he just needs plus strength? And he's got a better 300.
Arguably better.
He'll never be as good, but...
Yeah. I mean, haven't you seen 300 with his ball handling? It's amazing. But this is where you can look at the stats and you realize there's something wrong when you see 41 blocks by Wood Elves, 26 by Orcs.
With all that guard, that is actually very surprising.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was just he lined up on the LOS or lined up on the Elves and he was able to just poke them right back off. And that's
it could have also just been, a lot of turnovers or something like that for Rusty, leaving him in positions he doesn't want to be in.
Yeah. But that was a rough game. But hopefully we learned a lesson out of it. Then we get back onto the Eat, Pray, Shove train and just have our vampires eat every MVP because they're amazing. But we do see Scholarly Gentleman come back, so it was a scheduling problem earlier. A death for Eat, Pray, Shove. Who cares? Because they're all like thralls that die.
Yeah, it was just a wrestle for all. Who cares?
18 blocks by Eat, Pray, Shove. That's 2 extra blocks besides blitzes.
Yeah, that might have
they
just
did
been
blitz
like,
a few times.
he got his line of scrimmage blocks, some of them, and then just ran away from the chaos, which I don't blame him.
Yeah. The removal game weren't really going in the chaos favor, and I'm pretty sure Eat, Pray, Shove have a really deep bench. So
That being said, on 18 blocks, the Prey Shove had 11 armor breaks. That's pretty neat. I'm feeling pretty good about that.
I'm feeling there's some fouling in there. Maybe not getting expulsed, but there's some fouling.
Oh, for sure.
Which could have been on someone cool. No biggie deal. Here, just a 1-0.
Ghost
And a
Beast
pass.
Rose getting pretty close to his next level.
I think you just
it's
take
gotta be
dodge.
dodge.
Because, I mean, just making him blodge, and then I would even get guard at 76, I think. Or sure hands.
Guard or sure hands, definitely.
Because, I mean, if you get sure hands, you're immune to strip ball, and that's the main reason for it. What do you do against 6648 stat line? Or if you... Watch, he'll probably just roll a plus movement.
or plus Agi.
Oh, both of those.
Would be filthy.
I think a plus movement would be a bit dirtier based on where he's at already.
I would skip plus movement, I think, for dodge, because that 1 extra square on movement isn't going to save your ass as much as dodges.
Yeah, but if you're 2-turning, now you don't have to do any GFIs with them. And sure, it may be nice to have dodge, but I mean, if he's, 7 movement, he doesn't have to roll GFI, and just that extra square of movement on vampires is so crucial.
It is, but you have other vampires, and it's easy enough to lock them down if you're trying to 2-turn and just throw Ghost Bistros out there.
Okay, so, Shiggy, you gotta tell us what you would do in that case of like a 6 and a 4. I guess it could be 5 and 5 because it really doesn't matter with their skill access.
Yeah, you
You're
don't
not
take any
taking the
passing
passing.
skills.
But I need to know. Moving on. Oh, I guess that was it for that, but
Yeah, it's the last game.
it's pretty good. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. It's going to be a bit messed up from week 6. But Le Gland Blue, what did I say? I said they would be the top spot.
Yeah, top of the board, up there with Nurgle FTDs, both undefeated.
Definitely hard. Moniker's really keeping up with his humans, which is quite surprising since of how he had to quickly rebuild them recently. But he does have his week 6 game, so if Lazarus Diggs does get OW, he will be going over. And High Lord Salt still has to wait on his game. So this could be a tied first place in a second. We don't know. Nurgle's FTDs is the one that's on track for us. The Gland Blue, we'll say, is like one win off.
Yeah,
so
the Grand Blue is definitely getting close to almost being locked for playoffs, I think. Because Div 4 gets a decent amount of spots.
I would imagine so with our system.
Yeah, you'd have to really drop the ball to lose it, I think.
Yeah. And then Robbie, he's really showing a decent showing here with 3-1-2. I think most of it is kind of he's hitting some of the teams that really don't need Claw earlier, or he has the dirty player to solve it. So since he's not getting his Claw, he's just faking Claw with his dirty players, and it's working out.
I mean, Claw is nice to have, but he's got like 4 piling on players. You can still get plenty of removal with that.
Yeah. And one huge thing I would think is a bit wrong is Eat, Pray, Shove not just winning everything.
Yeah, come on, Chiggy, you're slacking.
Chiggy, come on. We know you got the stuffs. Show us.
Better of you. Now, this is a rough division for Vampires. This is a lot of strength teams. A lot of guard.
And then we see Culinary Delights do love some symmetry with 2-2-2. Just has to be all the same. So, I think one thing for Troxbirds is that he has to play a bit more aggressive or a bit loose, I would say. He kind of plays it a bit by the book on the Control Chaos scheme. And it definitely gives him a decent record, but it's never outstanding because of it. So maybe like a playstyle change there.
Yeah, and just figure out who your opponents are, even change based on that. If he's managing to do decently playing in the middle, adjusting further in one direction or another based on your opponent might do well for you.
Yep. And Rusty Seabiter's also pulling a middle spot. I think he's doing good, and then he definitely freaked out against the elves. He was just like, I don't compute. Orc Brain does not. I don't know. And Havoc's doing about he's doing a bit better, I'd say, than I was expecting, because I was expecting him to fully go bash, 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 but he's laid off a bit. He was
Havoc's
trying
got
to.
a solid team.
He does have a solid team, but I know last season it was all about the bash, and it seems like he's trying to go a little bit about scoring again.
That's good.
So I do like seeing that. And then Cowboy Dwarfs. I think this is just a season 1 team or 1 season team coming into a competition for season 2 teams and getting a bit thrashed.
Well, you say that. Chiggy's doing pretty well up there as a 1 season team.
Oh, for sure. There's a lot of 1 season teams in here, I'm saying. But some deal better than others.
Yeah, this is a very high division for a season 1 team. Or a 1 season team, rather.
Yeah. And then Jimmy Burrito, I feel, his crutch is gone. Which, it wasn't a crutch when that's your team. And I get it. So, when you lose something that you're used to, you kind of flop a bit. So, maybe a reroll's in order if you can't, like, not succumb, but fix this performance issue. You got the anxiety or something. We gotta fix
Jimmy takes this season, just gets his team back on track, gets everyone going together again, and comes in strong next season with a good Necro squad.
Yeah. Good Necro squad, or we reroll to something cool like Elves. Come on, Jimmy, you can do it.
It's always a nice thing having less Necro in Rel.
Yep. Cough, you should reroll too, Cough.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, not until Lassie dies.
I don't know about that. Moving on.
Hannibal Barker didn't want that, but you know what happens.
Moving on. I think dwarves hate 12th place, 1-1-4 as well. This is a hard dwarf division.
Yeah, dwarves are. There's enough claw to take them down.
Enough claw, enough strength. It's rough.
And then some BS sprinkled in, I'd have to say.
Yeah.
And then Testrail he's doing okay. He definitely has some trouble with just trying to find the right play. And it seems that his loose cannon deal is not working out as well this season as it has before.
Yeah, he's a little underdeveloped, I'd say, for Chaos. A lot of the TV he has is stats.
Some of it's died, and when he replaces it, it gets different. Like he'll roll a good stat, and then he like gets it like Mighty Blow into roll plus strength. And it's like you can't skip it.
No.
So it's just really awkward. And then Metal pulling up the rear. Get your life together, man. But overall, with every coach in here having a win, it feels a bit better.
Yeah, that's a nice feeling. No one's getting completely shut out.
Yeah. And I know some TDs are happening. People are enjoying their games for the most part. And if you ever just hate your team, consider re-rolling. No, I'm just kidding. A lot of people do like sticking in their teams, and it's how you get a nice history with them. I just know if you have to abandon ship, you gotta do it. Waiting just makes it worse.
Yeah, build that legendary player. It doesn't have to necessarily be a legend to be a legendary person icon in Rebel.
Yep. As long as you have something to back it up with, like, oh man, this player is ridiculous, or oh man, I did that, it's good. So, who do you want to check out this week for teams?
That's a good question. Well, let's look at our top two. Legrand Blue and Nurgle FTDs.
That sounds like a great idea. So, Legrand Blue, Vive les Glands. It's always their motto. We do have the Mighty Blow Dancer we were talking about. Strip Ball and Tackle. I'm surprised he actually didn't take Juggernaut, but I can understand why you take Mighty Blow here.
If it was his other dancer, there's no question on the Mighty Blow. But yeah, Juggernaut here is an interesting choice. I like Mighty Blow, though.
Yeah. The other dancer, Movement 9 is a bit underrated in my opinion. It's just
Especially
so
with
good.
Substep.
When you already have Blodge, it's just, you pick that up, you're able to run down after just going a couple squares in your opponent's drive and scoring. That's a huge deal, and especially with Leap. You can also go around areas, get around things, and then just tackle sidestep. Just seems like this player really needs some Frenzy. I know a lot of people don't like Frenzy on elves, but when you have Movement
Frenzy
9...
on a War Dancer.
Oh, I love it, man.
It.
So good. And then going down, we do have a normal thrower. Just got Accurate. I honestly prefer Sure Hands first, but Accurate does make the passing game viable.
You're enough. Agility 4 is Sure Hands enough.
Exactly.
Next level is probably Sure Hands, though, I think.
Yeah, as long as it's not a double, in which case you
Strong
get the
arm.
God Arm, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
But I think it's Sure Hands into Dodge into Safe Pass if he doesn't get doubles. But that doesn't matter for right now. He has the catchers to win things with his...
Yeah, those catchers.
Well, he did lose one. And I believe it was the mirror to Vergilus with the block, the plus movement, and the sure feet. So he's gone forever. We do have runs like Wind with a
I think he's just
niggle.
Oh, he's niggled. Ooh, that stinks.
So that's living on the edge for you. And in this division, you expect what's going to happen to him. And I do know he likes baiting some value on sides, or keeping that guy out as a receiver, or doing the BS play with him so he goes into trouble.
Yeah.
So
When you get a player like that, playing him aggressive is fun.
Yeah, it's definitely viable. And as a next skill, I would think it's probably Sidestep or Sure Feet. And Sure Feet's just really good on catchers.
I wouldn't go Sure Feet there. I think I would maybe look at like Sure Hands, so you can just run him in and pick up a ball anywhere.
Ooh, actually, Leap. Because his agility 6, so it's still a 2+, and then you can get like Sure Hands at 76, and whew, if he lives that long, of course. But
Leap is nice, but I think just dodging in with agility 6 is good enough for now. Whereas other skills you can get, you can do more with.
That is true. Agility 6 is better than Agility 5. Because if you're going to get Agility 5, you get Leap. But Agility 6, tackle zones literally don't matter. But now we see Blondin with his Wrestle Guard that you were talking about earlier. And we have a Blodge Guard still. And then a Guard Lineman. I would imagine he actually scores on that lineman and throws a couple passes. Because just getting those guys able to live for a while and then develop into Blodge and get those safety skills is just awesome.
Guard linemen are just so important on a Wood Elf team. You really want to get them some block dodge.
Yeah. One thing I have to say is, considering he still has 12 people rostered on this team, is a miracle.
Yeah, he's doing really well in a very heavy bash division.
Yeah. I think his only problem is that he can't keep everyone in, so his bench doesn't matter, but as he's cycling through players, that's just less loners. Which is definitely I would say most people don't value that as much, because they're like, oh yeah, you're going to have loners. But still having less loners is better than more.
Yeah, nice, reliable players.
Yeah. So, I do like this team, though. Very strong.
A beautiful team.
And then we said we're going to look at
Nurgle FCDs.
And now I do know he lost a warrior, and he did get a block after his game with Havoc.
Yeah, that's nice. He's already on track to getting set up again.
I think his only problem is that he has not gotten much SVP after that point. So I would actually just rush it if you can. I know you're in playoff contention, but just trying those handoffs when you can. You got to do it. He's not a pillar or anything, so you can break him out a bit. And it'd be interesting to just get him at least guard. If not, you can go back to the Mighty Blow route. And on one of the Mighty Blow guards, or Claw Mighty Blow dudes, you get guard on them.
With only 2 guard on the team, I think you just try and get a guard warrior as fast as possible. Whether that's his Blodge guard, his Blodge Claw Mighty Blow guy up there, or his rookie warrior here.
Yeah.
He's got block comfort rookie though. That's all you really need. He's reliable enough.
Yep. He can take hits. Hopefully find some AB7 sometime and hit it.
Yeah.
And then we do have a team of 12 right now with that Rodder MNG on his minus movement. I don't know. I'd probably sack him because he's still about to level up, so
yeah,
he's not really going to be useful at 2 skills, and at 1 skill, he's kind of blowy for what he does. I don't know. I think I would just fire him now.
Just get rid of him. Hire a new Rodder. You got money.
1970 honestly isn't that bad to be at. You've embraced the bloat. You got what you need. You can recycle the beast later. Yeah, I still think that beast has to go sometime soon.
Yeah, if his next level isn't anything special, you recycle him. Maybe, if not this season, after playoffs. Because having just as even a little developed beast is pretty nice.
And for his Blodge Pastigore, just Blodge, I don't know exactly where he's going to go. Is he going to go guard, stand firm? Is he just going to make him like a safety where you make him like maybe frenzy tackle?
I wouldn't hate going sidestep, or well, that's a double. Going frenzy and stand firm on him, yeah.
Yeah.
Frenzy, stand firm, and even guard.
Yeah. And then you can get Juggernaut if you want. Yeah. I think I'd like him mostly because, like, if you get stand firm in case, it's just Blodge firm is stupid on its own, even if you don't have guard, because it's just like, oh, you can't hit me.
Yep.
Oh, we're not moving. So that'll be interesting. Yeah. And then he got his Rackle Goat finally, which is nice.
Yep, get him 2 heads, get him dodging in, get him killing ball carriers.
Yeah, you do elf things, you kind of run into people, and hope for the best. Maybe some strip ball after the 2 heads.
Or strip ball before with 2 heads if you're feeling a little bit fun.
Indeed.
I've never had a Rackle Goat live that long, so...
Yeah. Their goal usually stays at Rackle.
Yeah.
Because you don't need more skills on them generally. But I think that's who we're covering there. We're going to be switching divisions now. So let's hop on over to Division 5.
Division 5. It's been fun.
Division 5.
Looking at our very first game we're covering.
Okay, let's pop over to Week 4. So... Yeah. Or Organized
Crime versus Liz Aztecas.
Yeah. And it's Organized Crime.
Organized Crime, yes.
Yeah. Big difference there.
And it's ogres.
Yeah, lizards versus ogres. I think it makes sense because while the ogres are strong enough to punch most of the lizards are also strong enough to punch the ogres. And with the ogres being unreliable and not having block, that's the difference. And then Rex showing off that he has block as a Croxagore.
Yeah.
And then 2
Yeah.
breaks on 23 blocks.
This
Two
is a rough
breaks.
game to even get those blocks in, so those 2 breaks, those might have even just been on Snotlings.
Yep, and that's an expulsion too. So that could have been... Oh, man. Poor Spicosaurus.
You did your best, bud.
Then Liz Tech is just showing with 15 armor breaks, probably hitting a bunch of Noblars. And then maybe a couple Ogres broke. Just, that's rough. And you gotta think, that's a lot of line of scrimmage blocks to go 4-0 on.
Oh. So I just pulled up the match report from this game, and that minus armor you see on Bobby Baby Legs is from that game.
Oh,
And he MNG'd another ogre.
oh man, that is rough.
Hurts.
I mean, you gotta keep Bobby Baby Legs because he's already developed, and armor 8 isn't the worst. I would rather him over a fresh ogre at this point. As dumb as it sounds. And usually you don't get punched up like that, so... I think if I was Spicosaurus, this is probably going to be my last season with him.
Yes, I believe he said he's
So-
rolling.
This is definitely, you keep it because you're going to not go for next season.
Yep. Enjoy the ogre fun while it lasts.
Yeah. Now, we get the Rebellious Scions versus the High Fivers in a 2-2 fashion, which is quite interesting here. We do see Ren Bull getting his MVP with Blodge Strength. He's just one off from getting his next skill and being a jerk. Then Bobby Hill getting Dodge. So he's now Blodge Guard Mighty Blow. He's going to get Stand Firm soon, I'd imagine. Oh,
Yeah, next level has to be Stand Firm.
so good. On Necro, that's just... Their whites are so different from Undead, it's not even funny.
Yeah.
Nice. But 20 armor breaks to 7. We got 24 to 45. So 20 armor breaks on 45 blocks just seems a bit rough.
Yeah, I believe High Fivers has the Claw and Mighty Blow piling on Wolf.
He has Al Bundy, I'm pretty sure. Which is the Claw Palm, and he has Agility 4 and Dodge.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he got hurt
Disgusting wolf.
recently, though. I forgot, though.
He may have been. We'll find out in next week's. But looking at the match report for this game, the Elves took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 missed next game injuries, with one of them being minus armor on a Blodge Blitzer, and the other is a dead lineman.
Well, I think that's the price you pay with playing Necro.
Yeah, this is a killer Necro team.
They shred. Ugh. But, I mean, he did good to make it a 2-2.
Yeah, I mean, he lost a bunch of players, but it's at the end of the day, it's a tie.
Yeah. I feel like one of those was probably a sack and go, or it was just his quick score, and then he held out the drive for the High Fivers.
Maybe even one turn.
Maybe. It's 32 yards running, 10 yards passing. I'm not sure. But I just know that's a pretty good job. With 2 scores, it's not actually that much running and passing. That's how you drop stuff on your desk. So, moving on from there, we got the Flyboys taking the 2-1 over the Cantankerous Cretaceans. Man, why are they all so hard to pronounce?
I would have taken that one if you hadn't. So I know that happened the first week.
So, more ogre action with the MVPs.
Yeah. Yoger had a decent game.
Yeah, he did good. And, Beerhead, so good. So good.
That skink needs to die. I'm disappointed he's not dead yet.
See, he doesn't need to die yet until he gets, like, another double and gets Sure Hands.
That's already plus strength block. He needs to
Or
die.
he's agility up. If he's agility up, that is lightning bolt every day.
Send him out like Rod Longstaff.
Yeah. You just hope for the revert on lightning bolts. Give the mighty blow on both hits. Try to kill somebody on it. But we have 60 blocks to 48 blocks. This seems like an exceedingly blocky game.
And that being said, the humans had less breaks than the the lizards and took a lot more damage.
Yeah,
4 KAs and 4 KOs from the
and the
lizards on the
kill.
humans. And the kill, yeah.
So that's a lot of removals, while the humans got 6 removals, but 5 were KOs. So we
Looking
are
at the
seeing a
match,
little bit of a disparity here, but still pulling through.
the match report, Flyboys took a minus agility on the block guard guy. Doesn't really matter too much. What stinks is the rookie blitzer died.
Yeah, that's just money in the pool, though. Did he have any SVP before, though?
He didn't, but it still stings.
Yeah. There goes your bench.
Yeah.
Or your money for your bench. Who knows?
He only managed to MNG the one turnaround with Lizard, though. It's a little bit disappointing.
Only M&G? I would say most
Always
people
root
would
for
be
death.
happy for an M&G if you're next.
Oh, well, if you're next, yeah.
So we'll
But if
see
you're not,
who
it means
took
you have to
advantage
fix
of that, though. So we'll remember that there. So now we go down to These Violent Delights versus Corn's Glory. In which case, I think this makes sense because Amazons versus Chaos without block seems a bit rough.
Yeah, if this was a different kind of Chaos team, I think I would have given it to the Chaos, but this is just straight Mighty Blow everywhere.
It's hilarious. I like it.
Oh,
But
it's great, but
3
everyone else
deaths
in the division-
overall. I think that's a record for season play that I've seen
Maybe.
death-wise. At least in normal season. I know in playoffs it gets crazy, but
Oh, yeah. On the match report, the 3 deaths were for Corn's Glory. They lost a Mighty Blow Claw Beastman, so his equivalent of a
Ooh.
lineman.
yeah.
And for the Amazons, it was a line woman and a Raj line woman.
Okay, so it's not too bad.
Oh, and minus armor on a blodge step guard blitzer. That hurts.
Yeah.
You can't keep her around.
I mean, you can if you like Armor 6.
You don't like armor 6.
Oh, come on. Armor 6 is great.
You are you interested in halflings?
Oh, very much so. See, you need a movement bust there too and a strength bust, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
they're perfect. But I think overall, this pretty well decided for the Amazons to win that one, just because of all that blodge. And all that was considering was 13 armor breaks still. Off 38 blocks while the Amazons had 48. So I'm guessing it was just a lot of basing happening, and then the Amazons were trying to get 10 coin off, and they got some of them off, the others were hurt, and the ball was moved. So Road Dogg did pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, we say that the Amazons had that match. It doesn't mean it's an easy match for the Amazon team. That's still a very scary Chaos team, and a lot can go wrong very fast.
Yeah, because while Claw may be useless, Mighty Blow is not.
Mighty
And that's
Blow
one
is
thing
very much
people
not.
do like to glaze over. It's like, oh yeah, Claw's wasted 40k TV because they have 2 of them. But that's only 40k. The rest of the Mighty Blow is all good.
Mhm.
So now we got the Fear and Bloating versus It's Always Shady and Sylvania. And honestly, I was expecting a bit of a different one. I was either thinking one side would win or the other, but it doesn't seem anything was too out of the ordinary. Do have level ups on both sides with those. So that's a Raj Ghoul and a Block Rodder. 53 to 39 blocks. Honestly pretty average since Necro gives up more. And pretty average on removal, so it just looks like this was a I did my thing, you did your thing, and we both removed people, and stuff happened.
Yeah, this might have just been 2 8-turn scores.
Yeah. Just I'm gonna take my turn 8 score, and you're gonna take your turn 8 score. And then we go. So that's what I see in there. I could be totally wrong, but that's what I see. Then Nightmare on Elf Street getting that bye week team.
Yeah,
Who's
that's pretty nice.
Who's the bye week team? Who has it this time? I don't know. I was gonna make fun of them though. Then the Rough and Tumble gang take a 3-1 over the Cogs of War. I was definitely seeing this one different.
I saw the Orcs winning this, but not 3-1. That's interesting.
Yeah. And I want to just note that we've seen a lot of Dwarf versus Orc games. This must have been like the weeks for it.
Yeah.
So I think this is finally one that's been close in armor breaks and not disparity.
Well, there's
71
also
blocks versus 60 blocks.
yeah, that's what is that? 131 blocks. That's a
Now,
lot.
riddle me this. How do you only get 1 KO and 2 injuries and 1 KO off 60 blocks?
Um,
That's 8 stuns.
yeah, that. I mean, one side has the excuse of fixed skull, but the others, I mean, what are you doing, dwarves?
Yeah. There's something wrong. Something wrong. It's a very, very funny matter. But I mean, it worked. And that's a 3-1. Jeez,
Uh,
that's blowing my
purple's
mind right now. I can't compute how that worked out.
so
That just
purple
sounds like
saber's
killable.
goblin managed to get a level out of that, and he's now catch. So he has much easier one turns of tossing his goblin.
Yep. I can't say I'm a fan of goblins though. Not my cup of tea. Or goblins
Uh,
on orc teams, I should say.
he has patrol, so may as well have a goblin kicking around. Because
Maybe.
orcs can't really one turn without goblins.
I mean, unless you roll 2 plus movements on a blitzer, man.
I mean,
It can happen. But I think we should move on to week 5 now.
yeah, and we're back at the Cogs of War, taking it
So
1-0 over
this
the
is the
Liz
Liz
Aztecs.
Tekkas. And they were down something, right?
This is actually
Oh, it's
by
concede.
a concede win.
So that's probably scheduling issues, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's a
peeking him
shame.
next week is just scheduling.
And then I think there's a Dwarven conspiracy here. Both runners getting MVP here.
Yeah, I might have a little look into that. Let's see what that runner rolled, though. Oh, it's only Fend.
Yeah. You know,
Boring.
it's the normal dwarf skills because you already have all the skills you'd want to take.
Yeah. That is a pass runner, though. Could have been something interesting going on there if you wanted.
Yeah. So,
Fend is nice and safe.
Fend is always good. Kickoff return's really good too.
I believe the other runner has kickoff return. Let me check.
Well, you know what? He's already an MVP, so I'm going to go check that out.
Yep. It's kickoff return, dodge, and Fend.
Yeah, he's definitely your ball carrier. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
think the other one should have been his wrestle tackle, but he probably didn't know that at the moment. And it was like, well, I made him like that, so maybe some tackle next if he still doesn't roll doubles.
Maybe.
Because everyone needs tackle. It's dwarves.
Yeah.
That's my reasoning.
Up next, we have Nightmare on Elf Street versus the Rough and Tumble Gang. Nightmare on Elf Street, I believe, are the elves that came off like 6 MNGs or something stupid like that, so this isn't too surprising.
Well, I mean, the Elf Street had a bye week game right before this, so
Oh, so it was the other elf team.
it must... Yes, that was the Rebellious Scions.
Yes.
Venom apparently is not found, so he's probably dead now.
Oh, yeah, he's fired.
Oh, he's
Minus
fired.
movement on a Dark Elf lineman, he's gone.
He's had that since season 1. Or is that shredded?
What did he take then? Oh,
I'm guessing he died in week 6.
Yeah, he might have died in week 6 then.
Yeah, but he suffered 2 deaths in this game already, so he's losing his BS pieces, I believe. I think his lineman may have died recently. That was the agility 4 or agility 5 because he really liked rolling agility. But Rough and Tumble Gang are really making a comeback right now. I would say, with just winning these last few games after having a rocky start.
Yeah, Purple Saber's doing well for himself. His team's
But-
starting to kind of come together more.
0 armor breaks on 22 blocks.
It's rough. It's really rough.
Oh man. And then all removals on the other side. Yep, I see how that one went. Oh boy. Let's not go dig deeper into that one.
Yeah, keep carrying that murder torch, Purple Saber.
It's always Shady and Sylvania taking the bye week team on, getting some zombie MVP for his trouble, and a white MVP. It's always nice. Always, always nice. Then Korn's Glory not winning against Fear and Bloating. This was honestly one I was expecting the removal rate would just be absolutely insane. Turns out it wasn't.
I think Fear and Bloating can play Corn Glory's game better than they can play it because they have an actual team behind them.
Yeah, they have guard. They don't have the turnovers. Yeah, I
Just
can see
avoid
that.
basing too much.
And only 11 armor breaks, but we did only throw 35 punches to their 40.
That
And
much
only
flop.
one injury still.
Yeah, that's a little rough. You're really hoping for more when you run that.
So, for as Korn's Glory is like quite a meme team for Chaos with just kill skills, he's doing really good without block. I'm just going to point that out.
Yeah, he hasn't taken block at all. Only has a couple tackle, a few guard sprinkled in there,
I mean,
but
he's always not
considering that,
losing by like huge margins.
yeah, everything looks like a close enough game that like, wow, he could have taken that.
Yeah. Like the Amazon game was still a 2-0, but I mean, a 2-0 is still not a blowout by any means.
A 2-0 against Amazons isn't that bad, considering he's going to have a hard time taking him down.
Mm-hmm. So, it's pretty good. We do see a Nurgle Warrior level up. Did he take Mighty Blow or Stand Firm? He took Mighty Blow.
I like it.
Yeah. You can't go wrong on those Strength 4 pieces with just block, guard, Mighty Blow, or block, Mighty Blow, guard.
They try to tie you down and you kill him.
Exactly. Good SPP both ways, though.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Up
good.
next, you have Can't Take Risk Rotations versus V's Violent Delights 2-0 with a lot of armor breaks for the Lizards. 22 armor breaks on 49 blocks.
9 KOs, 2 injuries.
That
And
hurts.
they had 10 KOs sustained. I'm going to look at some dice rolls real quick, and we're going to look at the number of POWs here. We have 13 POWs, 19 both downs, and then 22 defender stumbles. So they must have had a bunch of tackle for this.
Yeah, they came prepared.
I'm going to have to look at, I think it's can't take risk rotations that we haven't looked at yet.
I think so. We can take a look at them after this.
So we're going to see how they've been doing, because they have been doing pretty good. Getting lots of armor breaks. Lots of stuff done. Lots of love. So, very nice job there. Then we see Flyboys actually losing to the High Fivers, but the High Fivers are absolutely insane, so I don't think you have any problems losing to them. If there's going to be a team that you can complain about losing to, that's fine. And we do see a guard lineman being born with already block,
Oh,
and
that's
then a guard zombie being born. So MVPs were kind today.
yeah, that's really nice for both teams. Guard
One
zombies
died
are such
on
a big
the
deal.
High Fivers, which I don't think would probably be a big deal.
Give me a moment and I will find out.
And all in all, the removal rates were pretty close, with 7 removals for the High Fivers versus 6 removals for the Flyboys. Granted, there was 4 injuries for the High Fivers to 4 KOs on the Flyboys side. But
The High Fivers lost their Raj Ghoul, so he'll be back soon enough.
yeah, that's fine. They're meant to die.
Yeah, ghouls die. Whatever.
Yep, Al Bundy's still getting his SPP,
Yeah.
so it's all good.
Al Bundy had a pretty nice game looking at the fantasy points. 12 blocks, 9 breaks.
Yeah, 7 SPP.
Not bad.
Definitely getting his damage in. So, it's a good game for the High Fivers with Kellogg's pulling that out, or as he's now known as Uber the
Uber,
Nuber.
Nuber. And last but by no means least, we got organized crime.
You know,
Rebellion
if you're going to
Silence
have
2-0.
like 6 missing next games, this was the game for it, wasn't
Yeah, Ogres is the week to do it.
it? Definitely getting busted up, though.
Yeah, that MVP's got there is niggled, but he's now got block.
Black. Yeah, I don't hate keeping this one. He did replace his Strength 2 kicker, from what I
Yeah,
remember.
that's an upgrade.
So, if he just a niggle, he can get block. He's close to dodge, honestly, with only 11 points to go still. So that's
Yeah,
not
it's
too
still-
bad.
I would
And
maybe
14 breaks
consider
for
cycling
organized crime. What did they get out of that? They got 3 injuries and a KO, while the Scions got 3 KOs and an injury.
Yeah,
So
no
it was
perms.
give and take. Almost the same number of blocks. Got about the same amount of use. And the elves were allowed to do elf things.
Yeah, that low of armor breaks makes me think that the elves was dodging away.
Yeah,
whenever
that's
I
still
could,
14
taking
armor
Snotlink
breaks.
hits.
And only
That is,
4 removals. It could be more.
it could have
So
been
there's
much
4
worse.
Kaz for the Scion, so that was 1 extra removal there.
Yeah.
And then 4 KOs and 3 Kaz for the Ogres. So they were tripping on their own selves and getting themselves out. Or maybe a foul's happened. I don't know. Lots of SPP given, though. So
Yeah,
that's
that's a
always
nice
fun.
game for him.
So we had 3 passes there and 2 touchdowns. So they were doing what they wanted. So that's it for Division 5. So let's look at the leaderboard. So I don't think really anyone expected Nightmare on Elf Street to be taking this at the top spot. I definitely did not make the call there, but I could see it happening because it was all the agility BS.
Yeah, I knew they'd be fairly high up. I didn't think they'd be first place, though.
Yeah. I was really expecting the High Fivers to take it, but he took some early losses and draw. And he did play his extra game already, so it
Yeah,
could
he's 1 point
easily
forward.
trade off. But Road Dogg is below him with a 402 record, so he's 1 point down. And he's playing
I
his
don't
game, so it's
expect
fine.
Road Dogg to stay there too long. I think eventually he's going to meet that Amazon attrition, and he's going to fall.
Yeah.
Props
As
to him,
soon
though,
as he hits
402.
just mighty blow tackle pieces every day, that's going to be his problem. But yeah, 402 is still pretty good. Then I think it's actually quite interesting so far anyway that Always Shady and Sylvania is slightly above the High Fivers.
Well, they have the same record going into this week, I think. Let me peek into what happened this week. But, oh no, they were 1 win down. So they were doing better. That's the High Fivers down a game.
Yeah.
But I thought they would be about equally paced. Piling on versus Juggernaut.
Yeah. It's just seeing who plays it better and who removes better.
At the end of the day, it's still a Mighty Blow Wolf.
Exactly. Then Fear and Bloating. I think this is about where we thought the Red Joker would be. Because this Nurgle team's nice, and he plays quite well. So, being 5th place on a second season Nurgle team is definitely not bad. Especially with these Necro teams running around. And Amazons.
As long as you don't
I would
take
imagine
too much
Amazons would be a hard fight.
Yeah.
I think that's still in his future, so...
Yeah, I don't
as
think they
long
played yet.
as he takes his Beast and Earl around and sticks it on him. I'm not sure if he has one.
This might be the team of that one. Yeah, he doesn't have a Beast.
Yeah. I think that's the one you pick it up for. Even if you're just going to drop it afterwards, that's the one I feel you pick it up for.
He's floating around on 150k. I don't hate picking it up for the Amazons. They'll have a hard time dealing with it.
Mm-hmm. And then Purple Saber coming up with a 302 in the middle. And this is a pre-week 6 sort of thing, so he is doing good and has a chance to go higher.
I think for Purple, I think he can definitely snag his playoff spot here.
Yeah, he's going to have to be winning everything, I feel.
Yeah, his squad's developing enough, though, that it's a real possibility of winning it all.
Yeah. So he's saying, don't whiff your chance, Purple. Now's the one you got to take.
And after that, we got O'Revert and his Dwarves, 3-0-3.
Yeah. About middle of the table.
Yeah, it's about where I expect Dwarves in this division.
Enough claw to keep them down. And then enough tackle to keep them relevant.
Exactly.
Then the earliest Scions, doing quite well for how beat up they're getting. After coming out of college, it's been a rough time for him.
Yeah, and he is coming out of college. He's a newer coach. I think he's doing pretty well for himself. There's quite a few good names in here.
I would say he's doing, average. Because, I would say about 5 to 10 is average to good coach. Because sometimes you just get dealt a bad hand to start.
Yeah.
And then just when you're in the bottom, it really depends how you're playing it and who you get. And if your team's good or not. So it's not always the coach problem. Not always the team problem. So he's doing pretty
much
good.
for a bad team.
So he knows how to play some Dark Elves, it seems.
Yeah, moving down to Lizards, we got Liz Aztecas and Can't Take Reputations in 9th and 10th.
Yeah. That's honestly quite surprising. I was expecting Lizards to be higher.
I disagree. I think there's enough claw in this division. With 2 Necro teams, Nurgles.
I still feel like lizards are just strong enough to take on every other team. Like, sure, there's dwarves and stuff, but like you got dwarves and your necro and your nurgle, but then he won against the Zons, and he was probably winning against all the other teams, I'd imagine.
I don't know. It might just be me not being confident enough in lizards from past experience, but
Yeah. Oh, and it's Khaleesi Maya we're supposed to be yelling at for the bye week team.
Come on, Khaleesi.
Khaleesi, come on. Take a break from those rats and you settle down and play your games. But Liztekas and Basunda with his Cantankerous Cretaceans. Flyboy, I think he's just kind of pulling up the back. I know he was in the playoffs for college. Not seeming to have as good as luck here.
Like I was saying with Velociraptor, this is a hard division, and humans are a hard team to play in this kind of what's the word?
Competition.
This kind of environment.
And then Corrin's Glory. We all expected him to be back here, but 2-0-3 is still a good, reasonable record. And that's what these three coaches are all hovering on. So one match can really change where they're at in this.
Yeah.
So
that being said, I think playoff contention, just about everybody except for Spica has a decent shot if they just win some more games.
Yeah. Spigosaurus, he knew what he was getting into.
Yeah, this is Ogres. This is a developed division.
Yeah, I feel like if you're going to play Ogres, it's going to have to be one season. I don't know if there's any real true 2-season stunty team that can do it. I know the halflings were doing okay, but it's just, if you're going to have Ogres, you have to roll your doubles. And he has not been rolling his doubles like a bad guy.
Ogres are the kind of team that I feel like you would want to keep re-rolling one season Ogres until you get a good Ogre team, and that just burns you out. So I don't hate him just going straight into a second season of Ogres and calling it after that, because past this, that's too much.
Exactly.
Getting a little bit of overkill.
So, I guess now it's our time to look at some people. I did say we're going to look at Cantankerous Cretaceans, if I remember.
I believe so.
I'm probably wrong, but I'm going to go with it. And he's still a level 1 coach, so you know he's the best. Means he's number 1.
Don't need Cole or CCL.
Yeah, I do joke about that. We do see his lizard team is like amazing. Just it's straight up amazing.
This is what you want.
Yeah. I would say the thing he's missing is a Bloxigor and a bench. Because, I mean, he has block guards. He has a bludge break tackle guard. He has 2 tackle with Mighty Blow, and one's mobile, one has palm. I do see the value in the palm source. I think break tackle would value out for his next skill, though.
He already has that block, Mighty Blow, tackle, break tackle source, and he's also 2 SPV from a level.
Yeah. What does he get? Maybe Frenzy.
Frenzy's not a bad shout.
Especially on Strength 4. So good.
Yeah.
Or you could get Guard. I could see that.
I like Guard on him. Lizards always thrive with more Guard.
Yeah.
Because they're already so strong.
This is a 4-guard team, so he isn't lacking. He is packing.
Never hurts, though.
Subsaurus are close to getting to the next level with Techi Triceratops nearing up with his Mighty Blow block. Maybe he goes tackle again, or he goes break tackle, because he does have a lot of mobility if he gets more break tackle.
Yeah, more break tackle doesn't hurt here. It also wouldn't need guard again. Just it's a solid skill choice. He's already got Mighty Blows to keep him going on the development.
Yeah. And then we see our skinks. Only one normal skink so far, and he's sidestep diving tackle. Obviously a really great player.
That being said, though, you still don't want him leveling up, honestly, after the next level.
If he levels up and it's not doubles, I would keep him until you get your bench, and then you can replace it.
Yeah.
Although I know he's going to be double his price, but he's so good for what he does.
Yeah. I will give a shout to Busanda. Yeah, I think what he's doing here is just going off what I see right now. Is he's saving that money in a kill division to
Yeah.
just in case the source dies, he can replace it instantly and not be down that source for next game. And then whenever he goes over his bank, buy another skink.
Also, just look how healthy that is.
This is a very healthy team.
That's too healthy.
1750 TV, and he's got one niggled skink, and that's his one turner who you don't really want doing much other than one turning.
Yeah. He's going to have to be on the pitch, so there is a debate whether he should get the 12th player now. It will make him go a bit more expensive, but then you get to keep him off. But then you have literally no money.
I think
I would save it, and once you
Yeah.
go over 150, that's when you burn it on your bench, and then you keep a small reserve. It's probably not going to be enough to replace your source, but I think you should still get your bench.
Yeah, and if you get a good winnings roll on your next game, that I would say pick them both up, and you should be fine after that.
Yep.
Just make sure you get some good names and watch them.
So, should be removal town with 4 Mighty Blow on Lizards, though. And
Yeah.
he does have the... One thing I was hearing was, like, you either go Killy with a lot of Mighty Blow, you get your break tackle, or you get your tackle. And he's got a really good combo of everything.
Yeah, but he's got just amazing development on his Sora, and that's allowed him to get everything.
And I think it's just because he's taken to the, I'm just going to get everyone what they need, not just one guy. I'm going to see if he does some Source touchdowns.
He has to be doing some Source touchdowns for that much development.
None on him. 2 touchdowns on Curtinosta. Techi Triceratops has 0. He's getting Kaz. There's MVPs galore on these guys. Holy crap,
That's
man.
pretty lucky then. Yeah, wow. This Vagnosaurus only has 1 touchdown on 74 SPP.
Yeah, just insane.
That's
1
pretty
touchdown,
nice.
3 MVPs, 28 Kaz.
Yeah. And that's not even the Palm.
He's not even Palm.
Palm guy has only 22 Kaz inflicted.
Yeah, he did get touchdowns and 2 MVPs to
Yeah.
spike it, but that's still a bit crazy.
Yeah, good
my
on you,
gosh.
Bisanda.
Good job.
You had a beautiful lizard team.
I want it.
Just you just need your mandatory blocks to go, and you're good.
Yep. You know, you get to the debate of the recycle after if you don't get the... I would say at 51 SPP, if you still don't have a block score, it's time to cycle. Because you can get break tackle, and that's pretty good on your Crocs.
Yeah, those tertiary skills are still solid.
Yeah. But after that, it's kind of... It's good, but you still want to replace it, which is going to suck. But we'll leave that one up to you when you get there.
Yeah.
Now, this is your choice on who do you want to cover.
I wouldn't mind looking at the other lizard team just as a nice comparison because we have 2 very different teams here.
Yeah. So we get the Lizatechus, which is definitely a different build to it, but he does have the BS skinks as usual.
Yeah, he's got pretty good skinks. He doesn't have 1 turner, but plus agi and plus movement. That's exactly what you want.
Yeah, we got the block Sigor with our break tackle, so he is not the fan of stand firm except if it's on block source. Which is definitely interesting because this is where you see your guard and your mighty blow most of the time.
I think what his plan here is to just throw Source at the enemy and, bog him down until the skink can score. I feel like Blargard might be a defensive coach, and that's why he went this route.
Yeah.
Because for very little SPP on these Source, they're very good.
I would agree. It's just... I just don't like stand firm second.
I would have liked to see guard there, yeah, but if he can use those stand firm so where I will, then I can see him being a very real issue.
Yeah, I guess if you're having maybe Tapper go in between the stand firm ones, that could be quite annoying.
A good line could be, those 2 stand firm guys and the plus strength, if you're willing to put plus strength on the line.
But I mean, I think Tapper would also need stand firm. He's one I would
Actually,
love to see stand firm next or like break tackle next.
I actually really like those stand firm source because if you just shove them both on either end of a line, they can't one turn. Not unless they do some crazy stuff.
I mean, you can still hit the one in the middle,
I
and
mean,
if
you
you
can
have
hit the
guard,
one
it's
in the
not
middle, but
impossible.
that's easy enough to stop. Just shove a couple source in there for a one turn defense.
Yeah. If you
I
had
like
three
that a
stand
lot.
firm, you could definitely do it.
Oh yeah, free stand firm. There's no chance at all. But
Unless you have Juggernaut, and you only need like
that
one
being
push.
said, don't take stand firm on Bopper. He needs guard. I think you need a lot more guard on this team. Only
I
two
would
on
agree.
lizards isn't enough.
Bopper really does need it.
It'll slow him down a bit, but he needs guard.
Okay. I'm still trying to figure out how do these guys get all this SPP without doing source touchdowns.
Just magic. Some kind of sorcery.
Like, all the MVPs are landing on him. Oh, well, this one does. Tipper has an MVP, or a TD on him. Still bewilders me.
Yeah, Tapper has 3 MVPs and 2 touchdowns. He's
Because
doing
what throws
actually
me off
really well.
is looking at those skinks. These guys aren't scoring enough, I would say. I mean,
I think these might be new skinks. I think he might have had a lot of attrition.
like 7 touchdowns and 4 touchdowns, and the block one has 2. Yeah, that's just really odd.
Yeah, I think it might have just been an attrition thing, taking perms on them, because he has actually had no deaths this season.
Yep.
And something we kind of skirted over. Blotch skink. That's a very nice skink, and it's got potential. If you can get another double on that, give him sure hands and laugh your way to the bank.
I mean, he already has the agility. So, I think Sure Hands is a good shout because he'll probably die still. But, I don't know.
And
Maybe
you have your
Fed-
agility for recovery, and you have your blotch sure hands for everything else. Just have him carry until he gets sacked, and when he gets sacked, agility 4 runs into where they're trying to protect it, takes it and runs.
Yeah. And I forgot Sure Hands does protect against that strip ball, which is
Oh,
a very
yeah.
big problem with lizards. So, definitely 2 different types of playing lizards. And how much does he have on the team? I think this is a 12-player team. So he does have that bench we were talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, this is less development, but he has a bench. You can keep the movement 9 guy off for agility 4 if you really want him to. Versus 1750, where those are just monsters.
Yeah. Personally, I think I prefer the other team, but this is a good shout. So good. So I think that's it for these guys.
Yeah,
Anything you want to add on, say, before we leave?
get your games in. It's now Sunday night, and there's still quite a few unplayed games in both divisions. Get it going.
Yeah. I mean, this is totally an April Fool's prank, right?
Oh yeah, we didn't make any April Fool's pranks. Unless we
Darn.
did, and you've just missed it.
See, I think we put this one to the front, and we keep everything else here in the back of the video, and they'll never know.
What do you mean? We're just starting, right?
Yeah, we just
That was
started.
just, yeah.
Yeah. So, other than that, we did have a happy Easter. I don't think this is going to be released on Easter anymore.
Well,
It's a bit
considering
late.
there's 20 minutes left in Easter, at least where it matters.
Yep. In the best time zone. It's a wordplay thing there. That voice doesn't translate, but...
Yeah, no.
So, I think my final thoughts are, good job on getting here. I'm glad to be back. You know, it's been a fun time trying to come back, and once I got back, everyone was pretty accepting. Fun stuff.
Yeah, we're glad to have you back. Glad to be back doing recaps.
Yep. You know, I'm just going to say to SJCT Sauce, you can't get rid of me.
And it's not that easy.
Yep. So, everyone, I would like to say have a good day, and hopefully you have a good one.
See ya.